and gentlemen, the time is now upon us.
For the Cologne podcast with Mike
and Ryan.
And we're two best friends. We're going on a fragrance journey smelling vintage fragrances and giving you uneducated opinions.
Guys, I have talked about this fragrance probably since the dawn of this podcast.
Oh, God.
And I always would refer to, it's one of the two. I usually do Tommy Boy is one of them. I'm always like, that guy reminds me of Tommy Boy, right?
Tommy Boy?
I'm sorry. Wait, it is, isn't it?
Is it?
Is it Tommy Boy?
Like you'd say like Tommy Sport or something like that. Tommy for men.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Tommy Boy. I love it.
I don't know. Tommy Hilfiger sounds hold on. I gotta know. Hold on.
Leave it, Toddy Boy.
Oh my God.
Come on.
It's not Tommy Boy. It's Tommy for Men by Tommy Hilfiger.
Oh, baby.
But today's actually is another, every once in a while, I smell a fragrance and it takes me back to this. It reminds me of very early 90s. This came out in 1989, so...
Taylor Swift time.
Is that a year that she has on one of her dumbass songs?
No, that was the year she was born. And the name of an album.
Oh. She named one of her albums 1989?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Don't act like that's not cool, bro.
Yeah, it's totally cool. But yeah... We would smell some fragrances and they would remind me of this. Early 90s, walking in the mall, walking through Dillard's to get to the main food court area. This was one of the fragrances that at the time was sold. I remember my dad purchasing it and I would use his fragrance bottle. So, reveal the fragrance. What are we smelling today? What's this vintage fragrance that one of our friends of the podcast, one of our Patreons, Jonathan Bleep sent in?
Okay.
What are the fans going to listen to us smell today?
Well, if you closed your eyes and then opened up your Spotify app and for some reason you didn't see the title of this episode.
I forget that, sorry.
Or maybe it just came on right after you were listening to Joe Rogan or something because, we're contemporaries with him.
Okay.
We're going to be smelling Van Cleef and Arpels Tsar.
Yeah! God, this has been a long time coming, man. I'm fucking pumped.
Yeah, baby.
I'm pumped.
Let me tell you what geranium with a J on Fragrantica has to say about it.
That's got to be your new user handle on whatever game we play online together.
Okay. You're talking about Marvel Rivals.
Oh, yeah.
You're obsessed.
Yes.
He says, this smells like a medicine cabinet from 30 years ago.
Okay. That's it, huh?
That's all he says.
That's the knowledge geranium's dropping, huh?
He's dropping them geraniums.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
I feel like that got you a little feisty.
I just remember it being good. I really loved it growing up.
Does that make you mad, Ryan? Mad enough to kill?
No.
Okay. Thought we had him, folks.
But before we get into today's fragrance, because I definitely want to get into it, we got to give you our one night stand review of Percival by Parfums de Marly.
Hit that music, Todd.
Yeah. One night stand review.
Well, Mike.
Yes, Ryan?
After laying in bed once again with Parfums de Marly.
Baby.
And soaking up their scent.
Uh-huh.
And then also passing it off to another person in real life.
That's right. Richard.
Who lost their ever-loving mind.
Yes. We go in, which, by the way, hey, shout out Kojo Roastery. Maybe we need to connect you to. We've got a local coffee shop that we always go to. They're always hooking us up with the tastiest brews.
Mm-hmm. We do powwows there.
We do. Yeah. We're, business planning and stuff for the day job. Mm-hmm. And we'll throw this guy some fragrances because he's into colognes and things like that too. So we like to bring him a decant. If we got a bottle with a little bit left, we'll slide him some. And so over time, we've been giving him different fragrances.
Yeah.
And just the last time we went in, I had because I talked about it on the episode, I had the rest of my travel atomizer of it. I said, I'm going to give this to Richard. And he took it and he took the cap off and smelled the atomizer. And he's like, ooh, hey. So then he started showing some of the ladies behind the counter. And they're like, ooh, I really like that. And then he sprayed it on. And fast forward, we get our drinks. We both get avocado toast with, the fried egg on top. And he comes and has...
I'm laughing because I feel like we should really... I don't know, bougie. I don't know, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we get a breakfast burrito, but today, we had the, avocado toast.
Yeah.
And he comes, sits down beside us, and he says, guys, this is the best one you've ever brought in.
I mean, he really laminated that.
Yeah, he was like, whatever you guys got to do to slide me a full bottle of this bad boy, let's just say you'll be hooked up, wink, wink.
Yeah.
With all the caffeine your body can handle. And we said, we'll figure that out for you.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. We love going to the coffee shop. So he loved it. Best thing he's ever smelled. That's what he said.
Yeah. But what does Mike think, though, after saying that?
I think it's great. I think it is. I think it should be highly considered. If you're a guy and you want something that is very wearable, very mass appealing, but has more personality than your just stereotypical designer fragrance out there.
Yeah.
You've got to try that one.
Okay.
I like it. I've got to wear it a few times just, from the travel atomizer. I enjoy it. Is it me 100%? Maybe not, but it's pretty damn good.
I think your summary of it is good. I remember being like, it smells good, but I wasn't like overtly impressed just because it is very safe. It is a little notch above your typical designer. By
the end of the episode, you were loving it, though.
It did get pretty good. And when he brought it to the table, because I hadn't smelled it in a minute, and I'm just smelling coffee aromas, it's cleansing the palate,
Yeah.
I was like, it does smell pretty good. I took it back from, me, I was like, snatched it out of his hand. I was like,
let me smell it again.
I was like, it does smell pretty good.
You're like, oh, God. That is good.
I do.
But you know what ruined it for us, though?
What?
We said, you know what kind of lives, in this same cul-de-sac?
Yeah, it's like these are two houses on the same cul-de-sac, but one's really taken care of.
One's really, really nice. Yeah. And that is Ferris by Kajal.
No bullshit. They do smell similar, but Ferris is like way clackery.
It's way stronger, and it's just got more going on to it. And this is what happened. We went into the little editing room and we're working on some video projects for a client, and you're smelling it and you're saying, oh my God, I'm really liking this. And I go, you know what I like better? Ferris. And you go, oh, let me go spray it. You come back into the Cologne podcast studio area and you spray 2 tester strips. And when you walk back, you hand me one. And I smell and I go, that's Ferris. And that is leagues above.
They do smell very similar, but that one does fucking clown, man.
It does it even better.
It's sick, dude.
So I feel like if you're going niche route, but you still want that vibe, and you can get your hands on some Ferris, might be worth doing that over Percival. I hate to put these head to head.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like if you're going to spend your hard-earned money, people, we're going to give you the real truth.
Yeah.
That's the short and skinny of it.
I really do think you summarized it great. It is really a good scent, very safe, but I don't mean like it's just generic. It's not generic.
No.
It smells really good. And I would say both that and, even though we didn't review it then, but both that and Ferris are safe. I would definitely give Parfums de Marly the edge on being a little bit more safer because it is a little bit more subdued and not so.
Yes, yeah. Not as loud.
Yeah.
A little bit softer.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit closer to designer even.
Absolutely.
But Ferris has something going on where it meets the criteria for that safe office wear, but it also has a little bit more personality and almost a little bit more like, let me think of the word.
Je ne sais quoi? Is that the word?
No.
Keep thinking, Mike.
Not mature.
Todd, play the Jeopardy music over this.
Why is my mind? It's probably because I only slept 2 hours last night.
That's why you're coming in with all this energy. You're like delirium, Mike.
Yeah. And I told you I started to drink a energy drink and then it made my freaking lips freak out.
Yeah.
And I was like, am I dying? Anyway, it just does something like more classically masculine.
Well, there you go. It's a sample to, I guess, a buy for the right person.
For sure.
But today, I'm ready to get on with it. I've got to smell it. I've been hungering for this fragrance for years.
Yeah.
Van Cleef and Arpels Tsar.
You do dibs, man.
God, Jonathan Bleep, you bastard. I am so excited for this. God, let's do it. I'm like kind of scared to spray it. I don't want to be let down.
Should we do VIPs of the podcast? Because Jonathan Bleep is definitely in there.
What do you mean by VIP?
Like just people that have really, they've gone above and beyond.
But I mean, when you say VIP, what's it mean to them? Like they coming on the show? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that. Yeah, maybe. I was just saying they need some sort of recognition.
For sure.
We're out there loving you guys and you're loving us back. Jesus, Ryan. How many was that?
Enough for me to wear. God, she's just as beautiful as I remember.
Oh, this is you.
This is fucking me. Oh, God.
Dude, I'm going to smell like a 55-year-old man.
I fucking love this shit.
I feel like I've got liver spots already popping up on my body.
When does that start to happen? I'm getting worried. I'm getting up there.
No, we've already agreed that you look at least a few years younger than your actual biological age.
What do you smell with this? And very briefly, I will say, on my skin, I do get a little bit of the medicine thing going on that he was talking about.
Geranium. To me, this smells like, I'm 6 years old and I'm tooling around in Papaw's fragrances.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he's got like a little drawer, got a shaving kit in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got a little like aftershave balm or something in there.
Well, that's kind of the thing is, I don't know about you guys, but my grandpa never had a fragrance with an atomizer on it. It was always the splash on. Yeah. God. He was also an asshole. Just didn't want you guys to think I was remembering fondly of that bastard of a man.
God. Oh, shit. It does have a weird, like, vitamin smell at the base of this. On top, it's like, it's got a sting in the air, not a stink, a sting. It has like has a little bite. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got some teeth to it.
Very old school, masculine. This is definitely something you fucking just got done shaving and you sprayed your skin all over and it fucking set you on fucking fire.
Dude, it's a lot. But it's a lot right now.
It is great. But you walked out and you were a fucking man.
I feel
pretty manly right now?
Yeah, I feel something. I feel older for sure.
God, I love it. I fucking love it. I love it.
Ooh, boy. This is some...
You think this isn't for the modern era?
It depends on the person.
Really?
Yeah.
You think walk in, me and you work at a fucking place, you're Xeroxing your ass cheeks and shit. I walk by, you smell this. Would you be upset with it?
If you were wearing it?
Yeah.
I'd be like, did you inherit your granddad's aftershave? That's all he left you, huh? No, I smell it and it's like, it would have to be an older gentleman.
I don't think this is that. Do you think it's loud? Is this like overwhelming to you?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's not just like choking me out, but I still feel like it's got some clackers to it.
Oh, it does. But it's like, for me, as far as like the loudness, like punchiness, I feel like it's like a 3 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
This is definitely no like Lamar Noir.
No. Well, okay. So you just mentioned Lamar Noir, and we just talked about Kajal a second ago. When we first did the episode a while back for Kajal Home 2.
Yeah.
And I have some at the house. I need to bring it here. Home 2 is the modernized version of this to me.
Oh, okay.
It is so fucking good.
Forbes loved it.
I'm sorry that I'm bringing them up again, but it is what it is. But I'm telling you, They are similar. So I feel vindicated. I guess what I'm trying to get. I feel vindicated that I've said that it smelled similar because they do.
Oh, man. That's like saying The Thing and Hateful Eight are similar. They are, but it's not like even that close to me.
I mean, I feel like, especially modern, I feel like that does that way better than this.
Oh, yeah. Ohm 2 is sweeter. You wore it the other day to pool.
Smells fucking good.
And about 30 minutes in, I was like, oh my God, I forgot how badass that fragrance was.
It smells incredible.
Should we just rename this episode? Yeah, Kajal Spotlight or something like that?
Probably.
Let me tell you how much Forbes loved it. He went through the bottle so fast, we never even got to get the bottle back from him.
Really?
Yeah. It was the first one to go through, and then Cedrat Boisé after that.
Guys, goddamn. I will say there is something a little bit more subdued of this. But it's also so masculine. This is how I feel like men's fragrances should smell like to me.
Now?
Even now, dude.
Huh.
There's a certain muskiness to it, but not over the top like probably, Giorgio Beverly Hills from back in the day. That one's a fucking nuclear power plant.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is just like a home generator outside, but it's fucking reliable.
I don't want to give this fragrance like the people's elbow.
Yeah, be strong on it. I mean,
it smells dated to me. This smells like 89.
Fuck. I mean, to some people, that's a good, it's a good year, 89.
Yeah, it sure is. A lot of icons showed up around them. Some of them were just a wee little boy in 89. Not even a full year old. Just walking around, peeing in his pants, being neglected.
That part's not funny, but,
That's the dark humor that we've come to appreciate.
Yeah. Let me give you the price and popularity of this fragrance really quick.
Okay.
Price, you're looking at about $600 fucking dollars for 100 ml of this, if you find it still out there. So this juice that Jonathan Bleep gave us, this is probably $50 worth of juice right here.
And we're going to use every drop.
At least I will.
I know you will.
I'm already ready to lace up.
It's yours.
Popularity, I mean, it is old. It came out in 89. Not a lot of people are going to go track that down and leave a review, but shockingly enough, about 1,500 people did. And it's like a 4.15 out of 5.
Okay.
So pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I see why this is so fucking good.
I wish I had a counter for every time you've referenced this over the course of the catalog of our podcast.
God, it'd probably be over 50 times.
It has to be.
This and Tommy, you got so sick of me mentioning Tommy,
everything to you, and then I don't even think we did an episode on it.
I've literally got it. I've got about that much left in the bottle. I mean, we need to come back and do a fucking thing.
Damn, you've been wearing it?
I wear the fuck out of that fragrance.
Really?
I still think it's great. In fact, somebody in our Patreon, if you're not a Patreon, go be one, but somebody in our Patreon actually mentioned Tommy, they just bought a bottle of it and they were like, this seriously smells good even for today. And I have to agree.
Yeah.
Very fucking good.
There's another bottle that, remember when you were like, what have you ever done for me, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
That was early on, too.
Like sometimes I give you half my hamburger or something.
Yeah.
And I think
no, you don't. When have you done that? Closest thing is we split queso sometimes when we get Mexican food.
Tex-Mex.
I watch you sometimes. I'm like, oh, he's just throwing that shit in the garbage.
No, I've shared those chicken wings the last time.
Oh, that's true. You did. Yeah. We're like an old married couple.
Really? I'm like, dude, I can't eat all. You want some of this?
And that's like my favorite part of the day. I just wait for it. I'm like a dog. I just sit and I'm just perched up on the table waiting. I've already eaten all my food. And I just watch and pray.
I will say on the tester strip, this definitely does smell dated.
Yeah, man.
It's almost like you just stumbled into an attic in a way.
Ooh, no, it smells better than that.
I don't know.
To me, though, that label could be Old Spice, Brut.
Really?
Royal Copenhagen or whatever.
We need to do one on that too.
I feel like, Paco Rabanne, Pour Homme from back in the day.
Yeah.
80s. To me, that was just what they all smelled kind of similar to this.
You know what's sad is all my life I thought Van Cleef and Arpels had some type of connection to, God, who's the famous spaghetti Western actor? Something Van Cleef.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think they are, though. I don't think they are in the slightest. Isn't that kind of wild? Founder was Alfred Van Cleef. Definitely not the same fucking guy. By the way, I want to bring this up. It's small details here, but I had to because it's kind of hilarious. Perfumer, how do you pronounce that? Felipe Bostoni or whatever?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Felipe. Perfumer Felipe Bostone, I think, is the name.
Okay.
He hasn't really made a lot of home runs, right? He hadn't made a lot of stuff out there. He's made a couple of things.
I don't know of him.
I don't either. This was his most popular fragrance, by the way. Makes sense. Second most popular fragrance, though, is this one. Oriflame Freya. And look at this fucking bottle for this thing.
What is that nonsense?
Right?
And it's a feminine fragrance. And let me tell you, it looks like you'd find it in a sock drawer somewhere.
It looks like a fucking vibrator with a safety pin.
Yeah.
Like you pull that thing out first and it just starts do the crank up sound you do. It makes me laugh so much. He really just did that.
You got to do the motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it goes kaboom.
You should have went really all in. You got to give him the few chord pulls and then the full rev.
I need to work on my where it's flooded and won't turn over. You're just over there yanking your chain so many times.
By the way, one of the players in Marvel Rivals that happened to accompany my team last night. He was a very good player, actually, and his name was Yerkin Johnson. And then he went off into the sunset. I never saw him again.
Oh, man. Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. You've kind of mentioned it. We'll gloss over it. You think this is for an older person. You already felt like you were getting liver spots coming up as soon as you smelled this.
Yes, for sure. When your chest hair starts getting gray in it, I'm already I'll see a random gray hair in my arm hair. That gives me some existential sort of dread.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because I'm you look really damn old when you got gray in your body hair.
God, you know the most random thing? I went and got a haircut the other day.
Yeah.
And it's one of our local haircut country town.
Oh, I haven't seen the dude.
I mean, you're seeing it kind of now. It's
yeah, he's wearing a hat if that gives you guys any sort of confidence.
First off, I was really happy with the haircut.
Oh, okay.
I really was.
Shocker.
And she's a nice young lady. I go in there every once in a while and she'll cut my hair. She's cut pretty much everybody's hair in my family. But she hadn't seen me in a while. This is
same haircut, by the way.
She hadn't seen me forever.
Yeah.
And she's cutting on my hair and stuff. And she's just like, oh, I ain't never seen that before on you right there. That fucking thing growing on. I'm like, yeah, I've had that mole there for a while there.
Oh.
It just made me really self-conscious.
Really? Did you say, you ought to get that looked at?
No, she was like,
you got a dermatologist you can go to?
She did kind of say that, actually.
Oh.
And the nice southern way. She wasn't being rude by
She's like, bless your heart.
Yeah, she wasn't being rude. She was just like, oh, I've cut your hair for fucking 20 years and never seen that.
Yeah. You might be dying. She's like, yeah, we'll do a nice little fade here. That could be skin cancer. And as we gradually go up, we'll put a 2 on top and we'll...
It's pretty much how that whole thing went.
Yeah, for sure. Have a great day, hon.
I love Southern people.
Yeah, me too.
Seriously, they're seriously.
You can't tell if they love you or hate you.
And it's not like how the media spins everything. I promise you, it's not all like this crazy shit here. It's pretty hometown and cool. But yeah, so you think this is older people or older gentlemen?
Hold on, I got to rewind for a second. Rewind. I love the difference between, because I lived in Boston as well.
Yeah.
When you live down here in Texas, you feel like everyone loves you.
Absolutely.
And I had when I lived in Boston, I had some family come up and they visited, and literally they thought everybody was about to get into a fight up there because you just think everybody hates you.
Yeah.
But then they'll hug it out and laugh. And now, that's just it. There's just a different type of, camaraderie that happens.
Yeah. When I lived in Colorado, every time I'd walk pop, here down south, it is what it is. It's an unwritten rule. You walk by somebody, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. You doing all right?
Hey, how's it going today, sir? Ma'am, you open doors, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Up there, and this is in the kind of Grand Junction area, but it was like people just did not want to have the time of day with you. They just could not. You could say something to them, and they would just walk right past you.
They're just in their own world.
Yeah. And it's like they almost felt like the best time I ever did that, though. I was in Glenwood Springs. It just snowed. You know, it's fucking cold. And I walked by this guy about my same age, and I was with a young lady at the time. And we're like just like enjoying the
making out.
Yeah. We're walking. We're not walking and making out, but we're walking together. And I'm like, hey, how's it going, sir? And he just ignored me. And you know me, I'm very cynical. I was like, fucking asshole. You know?
Yeah.
But as soon as he walked by me and he ignored me, he fucking bit it, dude. He hit a patch of fucking ice, dude.
Instant karma.
Dude, he looked like goddamn Goofy flying around. Dude, it was fucking nuts. And then I felt kind of bad for him because it was pretty brutal.
Oh, man. I think it's like down south, everybody's like dogs. You know, a dog's always happy to see you, no matter who you are. You know, they're And up north is kind of like, they're like cats, you know?
Yeah.
They kind of do their own thing. Occasionally they'll be like, you know?
Terrible cat impression.
Well, I hate cats, so I don't spend a lot of time studying them. I avoid them at all costs.
Oh, God.
There was some emperor that like did some sort of decree against cats. They literally like exported all the cats out of the country, and then plagues like arose because of all the rats. Yeah.
I was about to say that's probably what happened.
And they got their ass kicked by some plagues.
Briefly, really quick, I got to tell you this. The notes on this thing, I don't even know if I even want to read it. There's a fucking million notes. Do you feel
it's kind of like the CK1?
Oh, dude. Yeah, the CK1.
It's like 40 of them.
God damn. You think you're like making some type of voodoo concoction?
Yeah.
You like got so many things in here.
Yeah, you got freaking toad's blood and, you know, the hair off the Adam's apple of a hippo and shit.
I think you need to just get 2 hours of sleep more often. You're really like bringing some A game on this wild shit. Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to crash so hard in a minute.
Especially after we get this lunch we're about to eat.
Oh.
What are you going to get today? Hamburger?
Huh.
You're going to get the...
might go chicken wings.
You liking the chicken wings there?
I am.
Okay. Are you going to skip it?
Sample it?
Or buy it?
What are you going to do, Ryan?
Jonathan Bleep, thank you for sending this.
Lovely man.
Yeah, thank you for sending this in. As we said, he has been a friend of the podcast for the longest time. He's also been a Patreon for the longest time. And he has done so much for this show. He's one of many, but he has sent in so goddamn much.
Yeah.
I feel like him and Cynthia compete.
Yeah.
But
like keeping score.
Exactly. Thank you for sending this in, because this really is nostalgic wise for me. This is such a good, it's put me in a better mood today.
Yeah, you were so excited because we were like, yeah, what episode are we going to do? And I was like, man, we got that Tsar. And you're like, that's what we're doing.
Dude, instantly. I was like, we're doing it. I've been wanting to smell it forever.
Yeah.
So,
but answer the question, Ryan. What are you going to do?
It is going to be a sample.
Okay.
Because I just cannot justify spending
the price tag.
Yeah, $600 on 100 ml. No, it's just.
I have a sneaky suspicion that our friend Jonathan didn't drop that. He's a man who knows the back alleys of the fragrance community.
He may.
And he seems to find a pretty good deal.
But I will say, for sampling, especially if you're just like in the market, just kind of remember what it smells like. Definitely a sample. Bring it back. I do think it is a little dated, but that can be good too, you know?
Yeah, it depends on what vibe you're trying to put out. There's nothing wrong with having like a vintage vibe.
Absolutely not.
There's a musician that I like named Spencer Sutherland.
Yeah.
And he has this very like bell-bottomy, you know, 60s, 70s look. Mm-hmm. You know, his music is very like Queen meets, I don't know, Bon Jovi or something. And, you know, maybe he rocks something like this. Maybe you've got that sort of personality that you want the old school vibe. I did that in college. I was like wearing bell bottoms and shit.
Yeah.
Mainly because that was the clothes I had because I had hand-me-downs. Literally, my grandmother made these. I wore, you know, the polyester bell bottoms like nearly every day. I like my grandpa's old cowboy shirts and stuff. Had the huge collar. I looked like John Travolta.
I was telling somebody just recently, I just feel like everybody I know that are in my close circle have had like a tough life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then I was telling them, I've told you this too, I feel guilty because like,
you're like, because you had it so good?
Yeah. Was I a silver spoon baby? Do you think I was?
Oh, yeah. Are
Really?
you serious?
Really?
Yes.
Are you serious, dude?
Oh, I've heard stories of your childhood. Your parents would buy you some expensive ass jacket.
Oh, yeah.
And you'd sell it for like $20 to just have pocket money. You'd probably spend $100 on it.
I don't know if I did that. That makes you sound like I got like a drug problem. What the hell?
Yeah, dude. You're freaking huffing white out and shit. No. Yeah, I would say on the spectrum, you definitely lean more towards spoiled, for sure.
I definitely can say anytime a new console came out, that was always like guaranteed a Christmas gift.
Damn, dude. For Christmas, I'll tell you what I got. I got my choice. If I needed a new pair of shoes or a new pair of pants, I could pick one. I would get that, and then I would get apples, oranges, and pecans in like a stocking.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I had an okay Christmas. So I'm not gonna, like delve into the details.
I had like a BS Wood, and then, they had Kiss come out and play in our living room. I was talking with somebody on Instagram, and they were like, "You've hinted on the podcast that you had like a wild childhood."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty damn wild." And they were like, "How wild are you talking? Like, is it like crazy or is it like scary?" And I'm like, it's fucking nightmare fuel for some people.
Yeah, you told me something. I'm like, yeah, I would fucking hate that.
And you go one of two ways with it.
Yeah.
My sister went the complete opposite way. Yeah. And I feel bad for her because look, part of it is like nature versus nurture sort of a thing.
Yeah.
You can't, we had the childhood that would make you jump into the drugs and the wild shit, and she went heavy on it, and I went the opposite way.
Well, let me ask you this really quick. Do you find yourself, because, growing up like that where you're having to like choose between, pants and walnuts.
Yeah. Like, do you want to eat or do you want to be clothed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad, he lived with a family of, they were a family of 9, really, including the mom and the dad and the kids. And they were sharecroppers. They were dead broke. My grandfather died without, actual plumbing in the house.
Right. Yeah.
Do you, because for my dad, and that's why I feel like, my childhood was good. Yeah. Is he honestly kind of lived above his means in a way, but he would constantly get the children everything they ever wanted because he did grow up in the same thing where it's like he never got anything. Do you find yourself doing that by chance sometimes where you do too much and you feel like you got to,
Oh, I had to dial it back for sure. Yeah. With my kids, because at first my grandmother did a great job of instilling like, don't go too haywire with money.
Yeah.
They literally, everything was cash. They wouldn't even get a credit card.
Yeah.
Or like a debit card. They just didn't believe it. They were like, man, I don't know. That's some end of days type shit. You know, the debit card. So she told me all the time, never get a credit card, never borrow money, that sort of a thing. So luckily I didn't go like too wild. But yeah, if I had the money, I was doing everything I could for the kids. I just wanted to. I know I almost was like reliving my childhood through them. And I was like trying to create all these different scenarios for them to where they were like, had the best, all the memories and seeing the characters and stuff. So we went to like, the Disney on Ice and the PJ Masks, live events. And we did all that stuff, because it's like, I wanted them to like, and I think that has been the greatest part of my life has been watching their like awe and wonder of just these things, seeing them so excited. Like the joy of a child to me there's nothing better
Oh, absolutely.
than seeing that. So yeah, I've since dialed it back, but now that they're older too, I'm trying to teach them to manage their own money. So it's like, they're like, oh, I want to get the battle pass, but I also want these skins for Fortnite. And I'm like, well, you know, this is how many V-Bucks you got. And you got to decide, what do you want? Because, I try not to cave. Yeah. Because they'll come and be like, Dad, is there any work I can do around the house? Like they're always coming up to me. I'm just looking for work, Dad. You know what it's like. I'm sure we can find $10 worth of chores for you to do.
Oh, God bless.
It's hard out there, Dad.
Thank you, Jonathan Bleep. Yeah. For being our dad today and giving us something really cool to freaking smell on.
We be smelling like some daddies. We're going to go to lunch smelling like some straight up old school dads.
I'm going to freaking love it, dude. I'm going to spray more of this before I even leave.
You're just going to lace up on it.
I'm not going to go super lace. I definitely want to be able to come back to this and just smell it from time to time.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to put on a couple more. Thank you guys for listening to the show. We freaking love you. And until next time,
spray it up, y'all.